raw and uncut. Jiggy Jag, you know how he do it. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it all the way live.
Broadcasting live from Hutchinson, Kansas.
Well, I'm sitting here with a linguist. I had no idea. I didn't know you were, but I didn't know that you were a wordsmith.
Call Jiggy right now. 267-22-JIGGY.
Daddy fun.
Hey, Jiggy, what's happening, man? Reminds me of that David Bowie song. Jiggy play guitar. It's a great name, man. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Presenting.
I'm Mike Massey, and you can catch me on Jiggy Jag TV and see a few of my trick shots there. Thank you very much.
Jiggy Jaguar.
I never knew what freedom was until I saw you lose yours.
Wow. Right before we go on the air, I have all these eye problems. Son of a bitch. Wow. That's not good, kids. It is the world famous Jiggy Jaguar show, coast to coast and border to border. Thanks for tuning in to the big broadcast. From the KJAG Radio Studios in Hutchinson, Kansas, we're live 2 to 5 Central, 3 to 6 Eastern, 12 to 3 Pacific. God, my eyes look horrible on the old Ustream there. 24/7 at JiggyJaguar.com, TuneIn app, and Radio Loyalty. And, of course, we're live on Ustream today and on the old YouTubes later, and just shenanigans ensue. iHeartRadio as well. Thanks to the good folks at iHeart. Is he still yelling and screaming over here? We've got some shenanigans we've been monitoring most of the day. But this first segment, actually, if you want to get a hold of us over there on Twitter, you can do so at JIGGY, JAGUAR. You can also find us on Facebook. Yes, we love Facebook, and Facebook loves us. I don't know why, but it does. I don't know what the hell's going on here. It doesn't really matter, I guess. I don't know. This first segment of our broadcast, of course, we come to you live. It's a fantastic day. We have Frank Vernuccio from the USA Gov Policy with us today. Also going to be talking to Mark Becker. He is back with us with Legal Logic. And, of course, Rachel from Popbox will not join us today. We're going to do an extra segment with Donald Mazzella and Dan Perkins. This first segment of our broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over there on Kickstarter. Yes, indeed. Let's talk about a great marketing campaign. Ever wondered what hippogriff farts smell like? Pikachu's Thunderbolt? Well, we wish to create these experiences for all the nerds to enjoy. That's a Kickstarter campaign. It's called Geeky Soy Candles for the Nerd Within You. It comes from Dallas, Texas. Our good friend Melanie. She has a fantastic Kickstarter campaign here. It's got 13 backers. She needs $1,750 as her goal, $1,750. She's got 22 days to go. You can back this project for as minimum of $1 pledge. The project will be funded if at least $1,750 is pledged by Wednesday, July 16th, and we need to help her out. Ever wondered what any of these things? We love it. We love it. They have a good one, whether it's right on the surface or tucked way beneath the surface, and we must admit, are you a lover of books, movies, video games, comics? I know, I am in fact. I haven't met anyone who hasn't or isn't. Whether it's involving a classic video game, a modern fandom, or vintage comic, we all have at least one memory tucked away that we cherish. I want to bring out those memories with my geeky fictional fantasy candles. And you can check it out over there at Kickstarter.com. Search Geek Candles. It's Geeky Soy Candles for the Nerd Within You. It's a fantastic Kickstarter campaign. And what will the money be used for? That's what a lot of people always ask with these Kickstarter campaigns. All funds pledged will be used towards supplies, which is many pounds of wax, glass jars, fragrance oils, everything needed to make these wonderful, wonderful candles. Branding, some of the funds will be put towards product labels and designs. Testing, every new product they try has to be tested before being sold. Every new fragrance, color, container, or wick. This can eat up a lot of funds if not fully prepared. And upgrading, they're currently switching using a kitchen stove to melt the wax. For the candles, they wish to purchase a professional wax melter to get the project out of the kitchen and be able to produce more product more efficiently. And check it out today. It's kickstarter.com/project/geek-candles/geeky-soy-candles-for-the-nerd-with-you. And it's just easier to go search Geek Candles on Kickstarter.com and tell them you heard about it here on Transmedia Worldwide. Now, this next segment...
Can a car experience different moods? There are mood rings, mood lights, mood music.
Something somewhere. Somebody decided they needed to jump in there. He's done doing his plug. We need to jump in there and run our ad on the... we need to take over the computer and run the ad. Whatever. It is the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar show, coast to coast and border to border, all over the World Wide Web and on 50-plus stations throughout the U.S. and Canada. Interesting story. We've got a great guest, by the way, coming up here in mere moments. And in fact, we're going to do that. We've got some... This eye thing really bothers the crap out of me. I think probably because I got the lights and the cameras and all the crap. But we're going to do this. We're going to take a timeout here. When we come back, we are going to jump into it with our first guest, a very, 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 very interesting guest. We've got that coming up.
Hey, this Decode 1, my new single album coming out January 25th, 2014. And this is a preview of my hot single. T-Ryan and Decode 1 down here in South Beach, and Miami stuck with the big girl. 106 in Park, how you gonna raise her? EDC might wait for the video to drop. And the record open around searching for the big girl worldwide. I'm just saying, how they gonna fade her?
I have a question for the big girls I see. You headed to the club for the night now, baby. What you mean though?
In stores worldwide, January 25th, 2014. Make sure you get this single album.
Are you out of work? Are you looking to make a lot of money on the internet from the comfort of your home? I have consistently made over $30,000 every month for the past 8 years. I have received daily $900 payments, $1,800 payments, $3,000 payments, and even $10,000 payments. It's fun, it's easy, and beginners are desperately needed right now. Sign up today at www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe and make potentially $30,000 a month just like I did. Again, the website address is www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe.
We'll get back to the great food stamp debate that we were just listening to in the radio broadcast. But first, let me tell you about search engine optimization. It's performance-based. It is SEOgame.com. That's SEOgame.com. Go and see the difference. Check out SEO Game. They put in over 30 hours of work to start their keyword phrase optimization service without a setup fee. Similar to the way, a real estate agent goes to work for you to sell your house. And you only pay when satisfied with the results. Otherwise, you can opt out when the results come. Generally, in the first 30 days, you can begin working with them on a contractual basis with no contract. That is nice. 5-word plans. Think about this. 5 keyword plans begin at $200. 30 keyword plans begin at $500. If you want your business to grow, you need to check out SEO Game performance-based SEO to work for you today. Go to the website, SEOgame.com. Get performance-based search engine optimization and start building new business today with SEOgame.com. Go check out SEOgame.com. And remember, you heard about it here first, where we want every competitive edge for you and your small business. It's the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. We're back after this.
www.theideamagazine.com. Check it out each and every day, 24/7. Listen to our family of radio stations over there, kjagradio.com, as well as Jiggy Jag 24/7. Video on demand, also audio on demand from the Idea Radio Show, the latest in the comedy zone. Check out hip-hop, R&B, got it all over there at theideamagazine.com. Check it out today at www.theideamagazine.com. Why be in the now when you can be in the know? It's a new year here at the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, and we are ramping up for a tremendous 2014. We have a lot of things coming up this year. We're doing a lot of television projects, going to be doing a lot of radio as well, and we need your help. Shop our Amazon.com links. You can do all of your shopping through our website at JiggyJaguar.com. That's Jiggy, Jaguar.com. It's as simple as clicking on our Amazon link. That will take you to Amazon. Amazon will still look the same. It'll still feel the same. You'll still get the same deals. We just get a little bit of help off a commission from Amazon if you do shopping through our link. Also, we have our advertising available on Fiverr.com, as well as many of these other micro sites around the internet. We have a complete list at our website, JiggyJaguar.com. Recently, we had Dr. Ted Baer on the program talking advertising with us.
If they said that our media doesn't have any influence, why would somebody buy an ad? Why would somebody buy an ad on your program? Hey, we don't have any impact. There's no reason for you to. So it's a no-brainer.
So check it out right now. We've got everything available at JiggyJaguar.com. Thanks for listening, and thanks for supporting Transmedia Worldwide.
Welcome to the Unlock Your Wealth Update. Here's Heather Wagenhals.
As college graduates prepare for the next stage of their real world, they also prepare themselves for the beginning of total independence. Suddenly, you have to figure out how to feed yourself without the campus dining hall, and those weekly checks sent from mom and dad suddenly come to a halt. It's overwhelming, but still manageable. Avoid these mistakes, helping college graduates get over these new bumps in the road as they take control of their financial lives. First, taking on too much debt or not enough. Too much debt can weigh down recent grads, forcing them to spend more money on interest and fees than on fun activities and other goals. There is no way your loans will go away unless you take action sooner rather than later. Don't become a victim to the lifestyle of inflation. You might not be sleeping on a twin bed in the dorms anymore, but that doesn't mean you need to go out and overspend on a 60-inch TV or luxurious bed frame.
For more great resources to help you create unlimited wealth and happiness, visit our website at crackingyourmoneycode.com. I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
Now, the Jiggy Jaguar Show on JiggyJaguar.com.
Welcome back to the program, coast to coast and border to border on the iHeartRadio app today. Also 267-22-JIGGY if you want to give us a holla holla. 2 to 5 Central, 3 to 6 Eastern, 12 to 3 Pacific is when we are live. I don't know why I pointed at a... Doesn't matter. It is a fabulous Tuesday. We've got a fantastic guest we're going to be talking to here in just a few moments. If you want to get a hold of us over there on Facebook, you can do so at facebook.com/the Jiggy Jaguar. And Gloria Rhodes Berlin is going to be joining us here in just a few moments to talk about a great book. If you want to get a hold of her on our website, you can do so at JiggyJaguar.com. We're going to have the book up there and a link to Amazon so you can pick that up either while we're talking to her about the book or when we go to break. If you want to go purchase the book over there, she is a fantastic guest. And let's go to her right now on the telephone. Gloria, how are you?
I am very well, thank you.
Now, this...
I wish I was spending the summer with Michael Jackson in Neverland.
Yes.
I am his real estate broker. I am also his friend since he was about 12 years old.
Now,
he came to me to find him the paradise where he wanted to have a special retreat from the various world tours. And I found it for him.
Well, tell us about this book. It is a fantastic,
the book
fantastic
is about
read.
Neverland. It's Michael Jackson in search of Neverland, and he loved his animals, and he loved the circus, and he loved the green. He wanted to be in a secluded place full of trees and deer, and the deer used to come from the Los Padres National Forest onto his ranch. And I discovered that ranch for him. It was known as the Sycamore Valley Ranch. And I found it, and he bought it from me. He came to me because he couldn't trust anybody. Every time he did anything, his name would be in the news or his picture or on radio all over the world. So he wanted someone he could trust, so he came to me. And I looked for this ranch for him, and I found it for him.
Now, we've got a great guest with us today, Gloria Rhodes Berlin. She joins us live talking about a great, great book, Michael Jackson in Search of Neverland. And how did Michael Jackson find you?
We were neighbors. My son used to play basketball with the Jacksons on their estate in Encino. We all lived in Encino, south of the boulevard. And they still have the family compound there, which has been remodeled for the last 2.5 years after Michael died, you know. This coming June 25th is the 50th Jackson's passing into heaven. So anyway, he's a beautiful human being that I'm sure must be flying with the angels and around the universe. The whole world loves him, and they still remember him, and they come from all over the world to celebrate him and his anniversary as he went into heaven. And he loved heaven, and he loved the moon and the stars and the trees and the animals. And this mansion was a 14,000 square foot mansion, 2-story, in English Tudor. And it is an English Tudor, and that's what he wanted, an English Tudor, and it's very hard to find English Tudors in Southern California because basically the Padres settled California, and it was all Spanish with tiled roofs. Anyway, I got him what he wanted, and he was the happiest man on earth the day he bought the ranch, and he took all his animals from Encino to Neverland Ranch, where he built special cages for them, homes for them, and he started asking me to live with him on the ranch, and I stayed on the ranch with him for about 3 months. A total of 3 months I lived on the ranch with Michael Jackson inside of Neverland. He inspected every inch of that ranch and prayed over every rock, creek, and he loved to climb up trees, and he loved swimming in the pool there, and there were lagoons and creeks that came from the mountains, and he had like a 180-foot swimming pool. So I've gone swimming with Michael Jackson, horseback riding, bicycling, and living with him there in the ranch was truly like heaven on earth, the far side of paradise. I would very much love you to, and he didn't want even his family to know that he bought the ranch, not even LaToya. And he didn't want anyone to know anything about it because he was afraid they would leak it to the news. And actually, his family never wanted him away from them, and he never had a home of his own until I sold him that ranch. He always lived in hotels and motels, wherever they had to stay while they were on world tour when he performed in all the stadiums around the world. Every stadium would sell out, like 200,000 people, 300,000 people. So he needed a special retreat where he could find peace and tranquility and equanimity and truly communicate with his inner self, and he was highly spiritual. He was not a wacko jacko. He was the most beautiful human being I've ever met in my life. And I can't believe that anybody would nickname him that, and it would stick. The English did, or from the United Kingdom or something, because he was so different. Anyway, the 5th anniversary of his passing is June 25th. And Katherine Jackson and I were very close friends. She used to invite me over for coffee. We often went to parties at the Jackson Estate in Encino. I met Janet, Reby, LaToya, and I met all the brothers, Jackie, Tito, Marlon. Randy was a very close friend of my son's, and they played together. They were in the same school together, and that's how I got to meet the Jacksons, because my son used to go and hide from his tutors on the Jackson Estate because he was a close friend of Randy's, and he loved playing basketball with the Jackson family. And they were also loving. It was just we became a part of their family. So I have a lot to tell in my book and the subsequent 2 volumes that I'm turning out. And right now, I'm in the process of doing that. And Michael Jackson is celebrated by all of his fans and friends that come from all over the world. I will be holding seminars living inside of Neverland with Michael Jackson in Hollywood. There's a man that has seminars pertaining to in the studio with Michael Jackson. With me, it's inside of Neverland with Michael Jackson. And he loved to jump from a tree onto the roof. He was like a trapeze artist at times, from tree to tree, and he was not afraid. And I told Joe Jackson about it, that I was afraid he might injure himself. He said, "Don't worry about Michael. You worry about yourself." That's all he told me. And I remember LaToya being a little girl, and Janet being a little girl, and Janet had a big fat Winston, and she was almost as large as a Winston. And then, amazing, she got a trainer, and she slimmed down to about 110 pounds and became a dancer and performer, and Michael helped her. And Jermaine Jackson was so loving and adoring, and so was Tito, Jackie, Marlon. The entire family was a very, very warm, loving family, even Joe Jackson, who was a strict disciplinarian. And I'm very proud to have been friends with Janet, Michael, and LaToya, and all the brothers. And celebrities visited their home, like Cary Grant, Gregory Peck, Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney was a close friend of Michael, and he's the one that brought him onto the ranch that Bill Bone owned, that was known as Sycamore Valley Ranch. And then, without permission from Bill Bone, McCartney had been there a guest for about a year, and so Bill Bone's guest. And then McCartney, without asking Bill Bone, asked him if he could do a film called Say, Say, Say. And when one of the ranch managers called Bill Bone in Palm Desert, he developed all of Palm Desert and built the Sycamore Valley Ranch and the English Tudor house that he designed for his wife when he was 20 years old, attending a university that they both attended when they were young people. Anyway, Bill Bone ordered them off the ranch and threw them all off the ranch and stopped the filming. Had the ranch manager do that. So, and that's why Michael wanted someone to relocate, since they were thrown off the ranch and he didn't know where he was. Someone had brought him there, or where it was located. He asked me, find me this paradise that I was on, that I got thrown off of by its owner, and I located it. It was like finding a needle in a haystack. It was a needle in a haystack. It was like a miracle. And I did it within a very short period of time, because Michael was leaving on the Bad World Tour and had to be ready to go on a tour around the world. And it's very heartbreaking for me to even think of him being in a mausoleum now in Glendale. And I couldn't attend his funeral because I was so grief-stricken, because I knew him since he was 12 until he died, and he was a very loving, adoring person to me. He always hugged me and kissed me and lifted me up in the air. He treated me like an angel. And he treated me as well as he treated all his other friends, like Elizabeth Taylor. And everybody loved Michael so much. And even Larry King, all these commentators always had good things to say about Michael. Michael was a philanthropist, and he used to disguise himself. He rented a car so they wouldn't recognize him, and disguised himself to go and had me go with him in an old dilapidated jalopy to help the poor that were sleeping in holes in the ground in Santa Monica and Venice. And he didn't want anybody to know that it was him, and he would give me money to give it to the poor that we visited that were homeless. And he tried to help the homeless, both women, children, and men that had fallen by the wayside. And he also tried to get everyone who was on drugs to detox, to rehab, not to do drugs. And he was given an award by President Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan for joining the war against drugs. And so, you know, people were doing all those horrible drugs that kill people, and they were illegal drugs that are sold on the street. I won't name them all because there's too many, and I don't want to recall those drugs into anybody's mind. But I love the entire Jackson family. My son grew up with the Jacksons. They treated him like a family member. They treated me like a member of their family. They invited me to their parties, to their home, sometimes for breakfast, sometimes for lunch, sometimes for dinner, according to how Catherine would like to have company. Because Catherine, most of the time, was spending a lot of time alone, despite having had 9 children, 6 boys and 3 girls. You know, everybody goes their way, and everybody gets married, or everyone gets their own career going. And Michael was such a beautiful person. He gave me many hats and jackets signed by him. And I was most unlucky as people stole most of the stuff that Michael Jackson gave me with his own autograph inside of it, like the hats, where his name was inside the hat, and then he autographed it. And they were stolen from me. I can't believe it that people would do such horrible things. But I love Michael, and he has a very dear place in my heart, and he's unforgettable, and his estate has earned more money now since he's deceased. I understand he's worth about $6 billion, and John Branca controls it. The people who administered his estate, most of them are dead except for John Branca. Frank DeLeo was the manager, and Marshall Gelfin was the accountant, the CPA, and T. Hayer was the ranch manager for Bill Bone. He passed on too. And Bill Bray, the security guard, that was Michael Jackson's security guard since he was 5 years old, he passed on. So the only one that's living from that group is John Branca, the attorney. And he's been very controlling of the Jacksons and that over what Michael left, because Michael had previously fired him, and then just before he died, like 6 weeks or so before he passed on, he re-employed John Branca. And John Branca drew the contract, so he drew it to benefit him, and not necessarily the Jacksons or Catherine Jackson, to whom her son left everything to her and his 3 children. And his 3 children adored him. I met them all, Paris, Prince, and Blanket. And I've attended functions in Las Vegas, and the children know who I am, and they read the book. And it was risking it all when he appointed John Branca. And unfortunately, he was not very well, and his final days were drawing near. And unfortunately, He's gone from us, but he's never forgotten. He's the greatest entertainer in the world.
Well, Gloria, we need to take a break. When we come back, we're going to chat a little bit more with you about this book. So stay tuned here on the Big Broadcast for more with Gloria about Michael Jackson here on the Big Broadcast, coast to coast, border to border.
Spark Local is all about promoting local business, startups, talent, and nonprofits. See, we don't let your ads sit around and gather dust. We promote you. www.sparklocal.com and on Twitter @SparkLocal.
Wouldn't you love to be a lucky parent who's proud of your child's grades? Well, now you can turn poor grades around to A's, even when they're failing. Call right now for a free copy of the Top 10 Secrets to Improving Grades.
Hello, I'm Dan Bassmagen. During my 20 years as an educator, the kids with failing grades were sent to me. I discovered that bad grades don't come from bad or lazy kids. They come from kids who are overwhelmed by everything they have to learn. That's why I created the Simple Way to an A. This system shows kids how to learn and how to ace every test. It's so easy. Your teenager will earn better grades in 30 days guaranteed and become the happy, confident kid you know they can be.
For a limited time, Dan is offering all parents a free copy of his Top 10 Secrets to Improving Grades. Call now so we can send them to you absolutely free. Call 888-433-5918. That's 888-433-5918. Call 888-433-5918. That's 888-433-5918.
Want to make some real money in no time? Want to take your family on a Disney World cruise? Or how about travel to Europe? Maybe you just want some supplemental income. Now you can do it all in 12 weeks. That's right, using our easy 4-step formula for financial freedom. Making money has never been easier. Take action and start planning that family vacation you've always wanted. Isn't it time you started making what you're worth? $15,000 in 12 weeks. We dare you to make more money. Check it out today. 15K in 12weeks.com. That's the number 15KIN. The number 12 weeks.com. Let's talk about International Silver Network, the ISN. That's right, a fun and exciting path to financial health, wealth, and security. Their mission is to provide 1 million meals to hungry children around the world by striking out hunger one coin at a time. At ISN, we want to be more than just a coin company, so we have chosen to support Feed My Starving Children, to provide meals to hungry children with every collectible coin sold. The challenge, while promoting financial health, wealth, and security, the ISN business pros can not only achieve asset accumulation, wealth preservation, and their financial goals, but can also help to meet the challenge of our mission to feed hungry children around the corner and around the world. Are you up to the challenge? Check this out. Your cost is $199 plus a $39 Pro Tool Suite launch. You get everything. It includes the Achiever's Edge. Watch the Achiever's Edge online. Also, the ISN Advantage Autosaver. Being Active, $100. PQV. That's right. ISN Advantage Autosaver sales monthly. You can get all of that for only $104.95 a month. The Pro Tool Suite includes all sorts of different little goodies that we can't mention here on the radio, but ISN offers 9 ways that you can pay. You've seen these guys like Glenn Beck, Alex Jones, and Rush Limbaugh selling coins. Now it's your chance to sell some coins and make some real money. Check it out online today. Listeners ask us all the time, how can we support the operation? Well, head over to our website at www.jiggyjaguar.com. That's right, jiggyjaguar.com. Click on the Amazon banner on our page. It will take you to Amazon. You will still see all the great prices, all the great selection, all the great convenience. But when you shop Amazon, we get a little bit of a credit from Amazon, and it helps us keep the operation going here. Recently, we had best-selling author, National Award winner Dan Perkins on, and he was talking about Amazon.
I listened to your promotion for Amazon.com. You can buy book 1 and book 2, which just came out.
Look at that.
I encourage your listeners to go there and support your operation.
You don't need to buy anything you don't want or need. You just do what you do on Amazon. Buy everything that you usually buy there, but do it through our link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. We get a small percentage, as I mentioned earlier, and it helps really fund our operation. Thanks to our friends at Amazon.com, and thanks for you for supporting us, the great listeners of the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast.
Out Loud Minute. The Out Loud Minute. The United States is not one of the world's 100 most peaceful countries. That is according to the Global Peace Index. This is Malcolm Out Loud. The group uses 22 indicators to rank each country's score: America's lack of gun control, possession of nuclear arms, military conflicts, a low percentage of women in political office, and terrorism contributed negatively to the final score. But it was America's high incarceration rate that proved the biggest challenge. Well, the out loud truth is, as the world's only superpower, humanitarian leader, and peacekeeper, the U.S. spends massive resources of both financial capital and human capital in an attempt to keep the peace around the world, and yet doesn't make the top 100? How does that happen? And you can find the full list of peaceful countries and those not so much back at malcolmaloud.tv. If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from back or neck pain, Bonatti.com. The Bonatti Spine Institute succeeds where others fail.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
Oh, it's such a fun day. It is the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. 24th of June. And we're live, 2 Central, 5 Eastern, 3 to 6 Eastern, 2 to 5 Central, 3 to 6 Eastern, 12 to 3 Pacific. Who knows what the hell I'm talking about anymore. It is, Gloria Rhodes Berlin is going to be with us back here in a few moments. She is the author of the best-selling book on the life of Michael Jackson. It's called In Search of Neverland. We've interviewed Gloria a few years ago, but we've got some new stuff that has surfaced on Michael Jackson since then. Gloria knew Michael and his family rather well, as you can tell by the very first segment. Living only a few blocks from each other in Southern California, she was the real estate broker for Michael Jackson on the sale of the ranch called Neverland, his home for several years. Gloria grew up in El Paso, Texas, became a Las Vegas showgirl, a Hollywood reporter, real estate executive. She knew many more showbiz stars, including Frank Sinatra, as well as many others. Tell me about old Blue Eyes, old Frank Sinatra. Tell me about that.
Oh, Blue Eyes, I can say not only was he one of the greatest singers in the world whom Michael Jackson adored and loved, but also the greatest lover.
Wow.
And it was very hard to get away from him, but I could not tolerate smoking or drinking, so I had to leave.
Yeah.
His beautiful ambience in his home, and I loved him very much, but I could not tolerate the parties every night. And then up every morning at the crack of dawn to go to the studio to film. We were filming, which we were in so many films together. Now, the first film we did, I think was not There's No Business Like Show Business. It was another one. I can't think of the name right now, but anyway, Old Blue Eyes wanted the role that Marlon Brando played, and it was given by the producer to Samuel Goldwyn Sr. to the wonderful Marlon Brando, who couldn't sing. He sang like a frog who needed a cough drop, a scratchy throat. And Marlon Brando had also been my lover.
Wow.
And, yeah, both of those men were my lovers. But one didn't know the other one had been my lover. And I never wanted them to find out. I kept it a secret. It's one of my deep, dark secrets that'll come out in my autobiography. How much they hated each other. And it was a film made by Samuel Goldwyn at the studios in Santa Monica in Hollywood, West Hollywood. Anyway, to make a long story short, Old Blue Eyes finally got even with Samuel Goldwyn Sr. for not casting him in that role, by not showing up on time, by causing the film to be come like $6 million over budget, And Marlon Brando wanted to keep all of his friends working because he got a lot of friends who needed jobs and would have to pay their rent and their cars. So Marlon Brando also would blow his lines, and Frank Sinatra would just not appear until 9 or 10 in the morning because I took him to the studio. I couldn't get him up. He wouldn't go to bed at night. He would drink all night. So I would have to lug him out of bed, get him in the car, and try to pour him into the car. And he was pretty big, you know. And when we got to the studio, Samuel Goldwyn Sr. was waiting at the gate. And he called him every name in the book and told him he was going to fire him and he would fix it. He wouldn't, so he would never, ever work again as long as he lived. He threatened him, and I was trembling because I was standing right next to him holding hands with him, but he never looked at me, only at Frank Sinatra. And, you know, and we went in, you know, when you're making a film, you can't show up with big shadows under your eyes, bloodshot eyes, not knowing your lines, not knowing, you know, where you are, and you have to come in for makeup and toupee and clothes that match the other part of the film they shot. It's a very serious job, and you have to be there on time. Like if you have to be there at 5 in the morning or 6, you get there, and you clock in, and you show up into all these makeup, wig, costume, etc. So anyway, he finally behaved under duress, and the film was finished. However, that's not relating to, but Michael Jackson adored Frank Sinatra. He also adored Elvis Presley. He wanted to be like Fred Astaire also. Like Fred Astaire was one of the greatest dancers, and Sinatra was a great singer, and Elvis Presley was also a singer. So he wanted this kind of a life. He was becoming that kind of a performer. That's what his goals were. He had goals. That's why he became the greatest entertainer in the world. And I had to write a book about this because I know so many intimate details about Michael Jackson, you know, and the raiding of Neverland, and how he had to escape with his children to Dubai, and how also Michael Jackson was eccentric like Howard Hughes, for whom I had worked in films as a young actress. And I promoted Howard Hughes' films and throughout the state of Texas in the Southwest. And I traveled as an actress for him. And then, of course, Michael Jackson wanted to be like all the greatest people that ever existed in Hollywood, and including Marlon Brando. Miko Brando was a close friend of Michael Jackson. He was like a sidekick, and they usually were hanging out together. Miko is the son of Marlon, you know, who was formerly my lover as well. Anyway, and you know, it's really very intricate how in Hollywood you can get to meet a lot of people, and when you're rising up the ranks among the stars, you never realize how very important and successful and brilliant stars these stars are going to become. To me, they were just ordinary people. And Michael Jackson loved everyone in the world because he had traveled to all the Asian countries and performed for hundreds of thousands of people who adore him in the Asian world. The first concert he ever gave was in Japan, and then in China, and all across Europe, the Mediterranean countries. That's why he's known as the greatest entertainer in the world, because he's performed on 7 continents around and entertained people and shown them love and sang to them, performed to them. And that's why he never had a home of his own, because he was always in world concert touring around the world. And he started working at a very young age when he was 5 years old. So you can imagine. That's why also, I think, in my opinion, he had worked all his life and had very few retreats and very few vacations, you know. Everybody goes on vacation at least once a year for a few months 2 or 3 months anyway. School teachers do. He was very fortunate that he married Debbie Rowe, and he had vitiligo, and he met her, and she had 2 of his kids, and he married her, but she had a problem also, and he wanted someone who was alcohol and drug free, and problem free. Although she had been a very good person to him as a nurse, he had vitiligo, and he wanted to be one color, just one color, not black and white, and not spotted. He showed me the vitiligo in his body that he had on his legs and his arms, and I said, and on his chest and his back. I said, Michael, you don't have to worry. Nobody's going to strip you to see if you have vitiligo or not. You know, he said, I would like to be all one color. So that's how he became white. Not because he wanted to be a white man, but because he wanted to have an even skin, all one color. And they gave him injections and pills, and they found a way to meet his criteria that he wanted to be all one color, either black or white. That's why he wrote the song, It Doesn't Matter If You're Black or White. A lot of the songs he wrote had to do something with his life. Like The Girl Is Mine, and You're the One. You know, all the songs he's written and composed from the bottom of his heart have been something that are close to the process in his life, to what he's been going through in his life. And they're sincere songs that he created for the public. He's such a wonderful, wonderful human being. I don't think there can ever be another Michael Jackson, and he was wonderful since he was a child. And he was a dancer born with a rhythm, because when his mother used to constantly go to laundromats before she became super rich and take him with her, he would tap dance to the rhythm of the washing machines in the laundromat. Can you believe that? As a child. He was a great child, very hard at work even as a child all the time. And his father was a brilliant manager.
Gloria, I hate to cut you off, my friend, but we've just plumb run out of time. I appreciate you being with us today there, Gloria. Thanks for being on.
You're so great.
Appreciate it, Gloria. Have yourself a wonderful day.
You're the best. Bye.
We're going to take a time out. Frank Vernuccio on the way.
Are you out of work? Are you looking to make a lot of money on the internet from the comfort of your home? I have consistently made over $30,000 every month for the past 8 years. I have received daily $900 payments, $1,800 payments, $3,000 payments, and even $10,000 payments. It's fun, it's easy, and beginners are desperately needed right now. Sign up today at www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe and make potentially $30,000 a month just like I did. Again, the website address is www.pcmteambuilder.com/Coupon Joe.
At dollarseed.com, all of our seeds are only $1 a pack. And we have online resources that teach you all about the rewarding hobby of growing your own plants, flowers, herbs, and vegetables. Imagine the joy you'll feel when your children actually help you harvest your first garden crop, or the pride of knowing you'll never need a florist again. Visit dollarseed.com and grow a little magic of your own for just $1. Dollarseed.com. What could be healthier?
The response has been overwhelming, and we thank you guys for shopping the Amazon link at JiggyJaguar.com. Check it out today at JiggyJaguar.com. Recently, we spoke to another guest on our radio program, and he had this to say about Amazon.
I know you guys work with Amazon a lot.
Yes.
It's the #1 mouthwash on Amazon.
We're not asking you to buy anything you don't want or need. You know you're going to do your shopping at Amazon. You might as well help out the broadcast at the same time. To help out our operation, check out JiggyJaguar.com. That's JiggyJaguar.com. And thanks for supporting the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show.
Attention, everyone. Is your computer getting slow? Are errors popping up all over the screen? You need Quick Speed PC.
Get your free scan today at quickspeedpc.com and speed your computer up like new. That's quickspeedpc.com for your free scan today. Go to quickspeedpc.com today. quickspeedpc.com.
Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path, a path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon.
Which World Cup sponsors are resonating with fans? With the World Cup now in full flurry, brands pour millions to show they love soccer. But are fans listening? Particularly to the ones that are official sponsors of the event. Adidas is doing everything to protect its soccer-playing market from getting consumed by Nike. According to 3 million Twitter, Facebook, and blogs, Adidas was the top sponsor. Passion is tied to the sport of soccer, so the brands that activate the best stand out from the clutter. Budweiser was the second most talked about sponsor, but it was only mentioned in just under 4,000 posts. Brands are no doubt expecting sponsor mentions to rise exponentially during the actual event. FIFA will score the biggest cash windfall in a projected $4 billion of revenue for the World Cup, proving sports is big money. I'm Dave Ferguson of BeyondTheCheers.com, and this has been a Beyond the Cheers moment.
24/7, 365, and available worldwide on the internet. This is the #1 talk show online, the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show.
Coast to coast, and border to border, it is the world-famous show. We've got a fantastic guest coming up in the next hour, but we've got one of our regular correspondents today, Mr. Frank Vernuccio, on the telephone. And Frank, there's a heck of a lot of things going on in the world, but I do want to get your thoughts on this this Hillary Clinton thing. She supposedly has not made any money ever, or she's poor, or well, whatever the hell this thing is. It seems like that there's all sorts of things getting ready to come up, and then there's a talk that Michelle Obama might run for president. First of all, let's get the Hillary Clinton thing out of the way there, my friend.
Well, Jim, you know, it's a real tragedy. The Clintons are poor. Their butler is poor. Their maid is poor. Their upstairs maid is poor. The chauffeur is poor. And the gardener is very poor. You know, of all the nonsense that the Clintons have attempted to pass off on the American people, I mean, this one is just a whopper. You wonder whether there's any bottom to all of it.
It is Frank Vernuccio, USA Gov Policy. You can also hear him.
And by the way, Bill did not have sex with that woman.
That is awesome. You can also hear Frank each and every weekend on AMFM247.com. Frank, the news here that there has been some talk over the last couple weeks that there might be a run of Michelle Obama for president in 2016. Why would Michelle even think about doing this after all the shenanigans that she's seen that Obama's had to put up with?
Well, the short answer is she's actually not. There was a dinner apparently between the Clintons and the Obamas. It was in a book called Blood Feud, which is now making the rounds. And at one point, Bill was trying to broker a deal where he would endorse Barack Obama's reelection in return for Barack Obama's early support for Hillary Clinton's candidacy for president. And the and President Obama, who famously dislikes Bill Clinton, sneeringly said when Bill asked for the endorsement, well, you know, Michelle's thinking of running too. Well, Michelle is thinking of running, but she's thinking of running for Senate from the state of Illinois, not actually the President of the United States. You know, this mania, James, about spouses running for their spouses' seats isn't really very comforting to the American body politic. Picture yourself being wheeled into the operating room, and the nurse says, "Don't worry, your doctor is not doing well today. He can't operate on you." But his wife, who doesn't actually have a medical degree, but's been married for a long, long time, she's going to take the operation for him. You know, Hillary and Michelle's main qualification for public office is that, well, in the case of Michelle, is that she's tolerated Barack for all these years, and in the case of Hillary, she slept with Bill Clinton. Well, so did about 1,000 other gals, and that doesn't qualify them to be president either.
It is a great time to chat with Frank Vernuccio today here on the big broadcast, coast to coast and border to border. If Michelle Obama were to try to run for president, and then the Hillary Clinton situation's out there, what qualifications does she have at all, or is this does she not have any qualifications? Because heck, Barack didn't have any qualifications, and we elected him.
That's a great point, James. I don't really see where Michelle has a great deal of qualifications. Again, this mania about spouses filling their husband's seat, it just seems to be a new trend in politics, or not a new trend, but a trend in politics. And I don't think it's a question of necessarily qualifications. I think more it's a question of they'd be carrying on the same policies, the same points of view, and that gives them, to some extent, I guess, a cachet with the followers of the original office holder.
We've got Frank Vernuccio with us today, USA Gov Policy. He joins us each and every Tuesday to talk about the issues of the day. And do you think that if she wanted to seriously run, could she pull off some support? Because I know there's a lot of people that do like Michelle Obama.
The short answer is probably yes. I think there's a lot of feeling that Michelle Obama is not only identified with Barack Obama's policies, but to some extent, some people believe that she actually inspired Barack Obama in some of his policies. So I think that's a distinct possibility.
Wow. Okay, well, Frank, before we let you go, what is some news you think that's going to be coming out this week as far as Hillary Clinton, and are we going to continue to ramp up and get ready for her to run for president here fairly soon?
Well, I think she's got a lot of bad news. Again, there's some stories out about her health. There's yet another story out about she knew about, from the very beginning, what was going on in Benghazi. Again, according to that same tell-all book, apparently the President Obama, called Hillary Clinton early on as the attack on the facility in Benghazi started, and said that this is basically a public relations nightmare. We're going to have to basically blame it on a video that really has nothing to do with it at all, but it's a good cover for us. Hillary, although initially dissenting, eventually agreed and provided the cover story about the video. That does not inure well to any suggestion about her honesty or integrity. So I think that that's going to be a really, really hard thing for her to overcome. So there's some tough sledding ahead for Hillary Clinton if she decides to do the race at all.
Frank Vernuccio joins us today, and he'll join us, and in fact, he'll join us on the 7th, I believe, because we're going to be off next week due to the 4th of July holiday, but he'll be back with us July 7th. Frank, have yourself a wonderful holiday, wonderful rest of the week, and we'll talk on the 7th, my friend.
Happy 4th of July to you and all your listeners, James.
Appreciate it, Frank. Have yourself a wonderful day, sir. Thanks, man.
You too. Bye-bye.
Frank Vernuccio with us today, USA Gov Policy. We're going to take our top of the hour time out. When we come back, we've got more. It is hour number 2 coming up. We will talk about a Las Vegas shooter coming up in this segment. Also, Mark Becker, Legal Logic today, taking it sort of an odd little twist. But we'll have that for you. Bottom of the hour. It is hour number 2 coming up.
If you're dealing with the problem of erectile dysfunction, you're not alone. It's not your fault, the desire is there, but you just need a little extra help. It's a common problem with a very easy solution, and that solution can be found by visiting medcurepharma.com. You know the cost of Viagra, Cialis, and other ED drugs can get very expensive. At medcurepharma.com, you can get any ED drug you need safely and at a great price. For example, medcurepharma.com offers Viagra for just 87 cents a pill. MedCurePharma.com has similar savings on Cialis and Levitra too. MedCurePharma.com is confident that all of their products meet the highest safety standards, and that's 100% guaranteed. Your purchase with MedCurePharma.com is easy and always confidential. The medications come directly to you, so order online at MedCurePharma.com or call them directly toll-free 1-877-446-1474. MedCurePharma.com.
Millie and Cupcake. That's right. cowcow.com/Millie and Cupcake. Also, check out cafepress.com/Millie and Cupcake, the number one. Also, Millie and Cupcake is available on Amazon. You can purchase the book through our link at JiggyJaguar.com. Millie and Cupcake available in paperback. Also available for Kindle. It's a story of a girl and her wonderful pet. For many children, the experience of bonding with and loving a first pet is an unforgettable time in their lives. Millie and Cupcake is the charming and educational story of a girl and her companion animal, a different animal than many kids think of when choosing a pet. Check out Millie and Cupcake on Amazon right now. Millie and Cupcake also is available on the web at cowcow.com/Millie and Cupcake. Also cafepress.com/Millie and Cupcake number one. Tell them you heard about it here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show.
Attention everyone, is your computer getting slow? Are errors popping up all over the screen? You need Quick Speed PC. Get your free scan today at quickspeedpc.com and speed your computer up like new. That's quickspeedpc.com for your free scan today. Go to quickspeedpc.com today. quickspeedpc.com.
Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path. A path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon.
This is your radio philosopher, Eric Papp, bringing you your thought of the day. Impeccable versus perfect. While sometimes we all strive to be perfect, rather we should strive to be impeccable. Perfect is free from faults, when in reality we all have faults. I have some faults of my own. I'm not that good at spelling and not that good at structure. Impeccable is incapable of sin or wrongdoing, and we can all strive for that, being impeccable with our word and our commitments and our promises to others. So while we can't or never will be perfect, we can all strive to be impeccable with our word and the promises we make to others. To recommend a thought of the day, email me, eric@ericpapp.com. Thanks, and remember, be responsible, stay powerful.
Attention listeners, do you have a website that's not getting any traffic? Could you use some more traffic to your current business online? Then you need to come over to bingitbaby.com. That's bingitbaby.com. We can help you get listed #1 in the search engines, especially on Bing.com, which is one of the fastest growing search engines on the internet. If you're not listed in one of the search engines on the first page, you're losing thousands of traffic per day. So come on over to bingitbaby.com and see how you can get your website ranked #1 or in the top rankings of the search engines. That's bingitbaby.com. www.bingitbaby.com. www.bingitbaby.com.
At dollarseed.com, all of our seeds are only $1 a pack. And we have online resources that teach you all about the rewarding hobby of growing your own plants, flowers, herbs, and vegetables. Imagine the joy you'll feel when your children actually help you harvest your first garden crop, or the pride of knowing you'll never need a florist again. Visit dollarseed.com and grow a little magic of your own for just $1. Dollarseed.com. What could be healthier?
Do you know who Daffy Duck is? Do you know what separates Daffy from other cartoon ducks? His pronounced lisp. He, like I, was born with it and didn't know he had a speech impediment. In school, his classmates would make fun of his condition by mimicking him right to his face. When Daffy got to high school, a real speech therapist showed him the mechanics of proper tongue position in his mouth, although it was kind of strange at first. In 2 weeks, Daffy was speaking like a normal cartoon duck and never lisped again in a social setting, although he did keep his lisp for business reasons when he was performing. Don't be Daffy Duck forever. Lose your lisp. This month, seek out Spider Guy only on Fiverr.com.
Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path. A path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon.
This is Chris Markowski, your watchdog on Wall Street. This is your watchdog on Wall Street Money Minute. Sunday on CNN's State of the Union, investigative journalist Bob Woodward said he should have been more diligent when reporting on President Barack Obama's withdrawal from Iraq. He stated that the experts, the generals, were stating to him that they were basically on their knees begging him to keep troops there. And we left zero. Host Candy Crowley on the episode asked Barack Obama if Barack Obama was responsible for not getting us out of Iraq properly, and Woodward replied, "We should have been aggressive when the president said, 'Oh, we're getting out.' There were people in the military strongly advocating, 'Let's keep 10,000 troops there as an insurance policy,' and we didn't do it." Again, I'm tired of being involved everywhere, but we did spend $1 trillion in that place. you might have want to finish the job. WatchdogOnWallStreet.com.
Welcome to the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio program.
Raw and uncut, Jiggy Jag, you know how he do it. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it all the way live.
Broadcasting live from Hutchinson, Kansas.
Well, I'm sitting here with a linguist. I had no idea. I didn't know you were, but I didn't know that you were a wordsmith.
Call Jiggy right now. 267-22-JIGGY.
Hey, Jiggy, what's happening, man? Reminds me of that David Bowie song. Jiggy play guitar. It's a great name, man. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
Presenting.
I'm Mike Massey, and, you can catch me on Jiggy Jag TV and see a few of my trick shots there. Thanks very much.
Jiggy Jaguar.
I never knew what freedom was until I saw you lose yours.
We've got a fantastic guest joining us here in a few moments here on the program is hour number 2 of the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar show, coast to coast and border to border on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and the Radio Loyalty app. Broadcasting live from the KJAG Radio Studios, downtown Hutchinson, Kansas. We're live 2 to 5 Central, 3 to 6 Eastern, 12 to 3 Pacific. And we're 24/7 at JiggyJaguar.com. 267-22-JIGGY if you want to get involved. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of the program. We've got a fantastic guest on the line. This guy is one of the greats out there. He's got a great book. It's called Poetry in Motion. And Gary Alex is with us today here on the program. Gary, how are you?
Good. How are you, James? Happy to be here.
Now, this book is fantastic. Tell me about the writing process for the book and how it came together and all that.
Well, actually, James, I started writing at about an age of 14, and I had a big collection of poems. Actually, my parents had gathered when they were younger, and I just dove into it and started. I bought myself a little journal, started writing. Started really diving into the whole world of poetry, and it just spoke out to me.
Wow! Now, what was the attraction to poetry?
The thing about poetry is most people are into novels. Let's be honest. These days, poetry is a little extinct. So what actually spoke to me about it is people can say so much in so little words, and that's really to me. I think it's a little more beautiful in the way that. You can say, what Capote or what Hemingway is trying to say in 300 pages and maybe about 5 stanzas, and that's really what the greats do, So it's really fun to do. It's really fun to read, and
yeah,
I believe everyone has their talents,
We've got a great guest with us today. Poetry in Motion is the latest book. Gary Alex with us today here on the program. Now, Gary, you've got a love for poetry. It's been receiving rave reviews from people of all ages. It's available on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. Tell us about the book, and tell me about some of the reviews it's been getting.
Well, the book actually took me a little while to get out there, get published on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It took me about a year, a lot of editing, did my own designs for the book. It is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. The book, actually, I had no help writing or editing everything myself. I did have many editors try to help me with it, and I thought, poetry isn't really like writing a novel where you need some editing help. I did mainly everything myself because even every period, every stanza really is your own. So it took me about a year to write it, and from then on, just it's been something that's been close to my heart. It really resembles who you are.
Gary Alex with us today here on the program. Tell us about your writing background and everything of that nature.
Well, I actually started reading Shakespeare at first, and that's kind of how the way we're raised, in the school system. So I started reading Shakespeare, picked up his sonnets, and really spoke to me. But it wasn't until I started reading Dickinson and Byron when I was about the age of 16 and 17, and their way of, putting the stanzas together and the progress and the movement of the words really spoke out to me, and they highly influenced the way I started writing.
Get Gary with us today here on the program. Now, what's the secret of good poetry?
The secret of good poetry, I'd have to say, is honesty. You have to be honest with yourself. If you want your readers to believe what you're saying, you have to first, be honest with yourself. And I think that's probably one of the hardest things to accomplish. Every like I said, if you're writing a 5-stanza, 10-stanza poem, you want you want to express and articulate what's really in your heart, in your mind, and the best poets, I believe, portray their deepest thoughts to the reader, and that's really all what it is. That's the hardest part.
Gary Alex with us today here on the program, Coast to Coast and Border to Border. Do you spend all day writing, or do you have a good day job?
Well, James, actually, there have been days that I went sleepless nights with writing and editing and just driving me crazy, And there have been days where it's been actually the last thing on my mind. So I do go to school, I do work, just like everybody else. But there are those days where it just comes to you, and even when I was driving, you got to just pull over on the freeway and you got to write down what's in your mind, because you don't lose it, So just like great musicians, when they get a tune in their head and they got to just record it. When it comes, it comes.
Gary Alex with us today here on the program, Coast to Coast and Border to Border here on iHeartRadio. You can get more information also on our website at JiggyJaguar.com. Poetry in Motion has been receiving rave reviews from people of all ages. It's available at Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble as well. What advice do you have for aspiring poets there, Gary?
James, the advice I can only give to anybody is follow your heart, really. You just got to be honest with your words, and you have to be honest to your audience. You have to be yourself. You can't really write what they want to hear, because whatever you may write, it might speak to one person in a way that they would never imagine. If you wouldn't mind, I would actually love to recite one of my short poems for you guys.
Go ahead, give it a whirl there, my friend.
All right, so this one is titled Wishful Thinking, and it is in the first chapter of my book, which is titled The Red Room. And it goes something like this: never too wise for error, never to be at blame, never to lose or inquire, never lost is never gained, never in quest to change, never at peace with time, never to remain the same, never to be defined, never with a broken mind, never to take its toll, never a word refined, never speak to be told. Never is there a lie untold, never is there spoken truth, never can the lie withhold, never hesitant to accuse, never seeking to be excused, never to think less of forever, never a lie from me to you, never to say I would never.
Fantastic stuff. We've got a great guest with us today. Gary Alex joins us here on the program, and he's a fantastic guy. And this book, Poetry in Motion, is like I said, it's getting some rave reviews out there in the book world. What's next for you, my friend? Do you have anything else? Are you thinking of penning any essays or a novel or anything?
James, actually, I'm studying philosophy in school, and I've been writing a couple essays on my own when I have time for leisure. So right now I'm just working on just shaping those up and editing, and who knows, what's to come. Maybe I might publish a book of just my essays, and maybe this world of poetry will still speak out to me, and I'll gladly share what's in my heart with the rest of the world.
Gary Alex with us today, 26 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a quick time out here with Gary, and when we come back, we've got more, so stay tuned here on the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Radio Loyalty.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
Millie and Cupcake. That's right. cowcow.com/Millie and Cupcake. Also, check out cafepress.com/Millie and Cupcake, the number one. Also, Millie and Cupcake is available on Amazon. You can purchase the book through our link at JiggyJaguar.com. Millie and Cupcake available in paperback. Also available for Kindle. It's a story of a girl and her wonderful pet. For many children, the experience of bonding with and loving a first pet is an unforgettable time in their lives. Millie and Cupcake is the charming and educational story of a girl and her companion animal, a different animal than many kids think of when choosing a pet. Check out Millie and Cupcake on Amazon right now. Millie and Cupcake also is available on the web at cowcow.com/Millie and Cupcake. Also cafepress.com/Millie and Cupcake number one. Tell them you heard about it here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. Let me tell you about search engine optimization that is performance-based. It is SEOgame.com. Visit them online and see the difference. SEO Game puts in over 30 hours of work to start keyword phrase search engine optimization services without a setup fee. Cool? Yeah, it's very cool. If you don't like your results, you can opt out at any time before 30 days without paying a dime. At the end of 30 days, your first payment is due and you get billed monthly thereafter. 5 keyword plans begin at $200 a week. 30 keyword plans begin at $500. If you want your business to grow, you need to get SEO Game performance-based SEO. Go to the website right now, SEOgame.com. That's SEOgame.com. Techno-mall.com. Over 2 million homes are burglarized in America each year. Remove your risk of burglary with secure, remote, invisible locks. Without a lock to pick, burglars will struggle to find a way into your home or your business. You can even secure your windows and glass entryways as well. Check out techno-mall.com for more information. Techno-mall.com. Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path. A path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon.
And what about that price of the pump? This is ASC Auto Professional Pam Oaks telling you that gas prices are going up at the pump again. So let's see how we can combat those speculators and keep costs down. Starting with something basic, let's check the tire pressure. How much air do your tires require? It's as simple as opening up your driver's door, because inside that jam is a sticker showing you the tire PSI requirements. Never ever go off the sidewall of the tire. That sidewall number shows you the maximum amount of air that tire is designed for and may fit other vehicles' purposes. I had a customer come into the shop complaining the vehicle was pulling to one side. The air pressure on all 4 tires was well above what was required, and at different pressures too. If you're not sure how to do this, ask your ASE professional for help. Your wallet will be happy that you did. Want to learn more about your vehicle? Visit me at CarCareForTheClueless.com, making you a savvy car consumer.
Talk with Jiggy right now at 1-866-763-1242 and email JiggyJaguar@JiggyJaguar.com.
Welcome back to the program. Got a fantastic author with us in this segment. Gary Alex joins us. He has a great book. He's calling us from Reseda, California. And he was born in Armenia. He came to USA at age 5. And he's got Poetry in Motion. It's been receiving rave reviews from people of all ages. It's available everywhere. And he's a remarkable talent with lots of ambition to make it big in the world of books. And he's with us today talking about Poetry in Motion. And Gary, welcome back. Tell us a lot about your writing style. What is the? Do you have a specific writing style that you use?
Well, James, when I first started writing, actually, basically what I did is I just grabbed a journal and I just started free writing, and it wasn't making a bit of sense to me. I was being honest with myself, but I imagined a reader reading what I'm writing and it wouldn't really speak out to them the way I'm conceptualizing my thoughts. So I began using some writing schemes and some rhyming schemes, and it did well for me. And it gives me gives you a little breath of fresh air to gather your thoughts and think twice about what you write and articulate yourself at the highest degree.
Gary Alex with us today. What inspired you to write your first book?
The inspiration honestly came from my love of literature. I think everyone has their passions, whether it be all of us right now, I'm sure, tuning into the World Cup, and we're watching all these great athletes and Ronaldo and really pursue what they're great at. And I think everyone's really given that sense of talent. And when they embrace it, it's great when they share it with the world. So I think, literature has always just stuck with me at a young age, and I wanted to pursue it. And everyone really needs to share what they're really passionate about with the rest of the world. And that's all it all really comes down to. And when you do that, it's the honesty, like I said earlier, the literature is all about honesty.
It's Gary Alex. He joins us today here on the program talking about Poetry in Motion. And Poetry in Motion is available right now on Amazon, also available in Barnes & Noble and most of the major book retailers across the country. These poems, are these experiences based on someone you know or events in your own life, or what are these poems about, basically?
Well, James, when I first started writing, actually, it's funny you asked. It was a bit personal. I actually, like you said, I did tend to write directly to people in my life, whether it was relationships with friends, with women, with my family, with my mother. She's, really influenced my writing, and she's been a big part of my life. But then I thought, you have to leave a little to the imagination for the reader and let them gather what you're trying to say from it. So if you kind of write directly to another person, James, if I wrote a poem directly to you, people might, not really understand that. That'll maybe be just something me and you understand. So I started writing more broad and something that everyone can relate to. Most of the poems in my book are experiences, and at such a young age, I've gone to experience a lot of things, and I just wanted to share with the world, whether it's the negative, the positive, really shapes who you are.
It is a fantastic guest with us today here on the line, talking about Poetry in Motion. It's a fantastic book, and the author, Gary Alex, with us today. Do you see writing as a career, my friend?
James, I would love to tell you that I could just sit at home all day and write poetry and bring in the bankroll. But I think poetry is a lost art. But I've been blessed to receive, this great positive feedback, and really from all ages. It's a privilege to be published, to have your works out in the public. It's a privilege to speak to the world. And I think anything you're passionate about is worth doing, whether it's your career or whether it's what you do when you come home from work, and you just take your time and really pursue what you're passionate about. I'm actually currently pursuing my PhD in philosophy, and furthering my education. I want to kind of broaden my horizons, which I think will then open some doors, and we'll see where then the world of literature takes me. But I've made some sufficient money to direct my attention to it, and we'll see where it goes from there. It's just life. You never know where it's going to take you.
It's Gary Alex with us today, Poetry in Motion. If you had to do this all over again, would you change anything in the latest book?
James, I wouldn't change a thing. I thought about it for a while, and I'm sure what everyone's passionate about, they're always detail orientated, and I wouldn't really change a thing. I think every word, every stanza, whether it was my fantastic friend Scott Edinson helping me with the forward, whether what he wrote, anything it was, we wouldn't do it all over again. I think we wouldn't change a thing if we could. It's fantastic the way it is, I think. And like I said earlier, honesty is really what matters. If you're honest with yourself and what you write, you shouldn't be worried, because people will always relate to it.
It's Gary Alex with us today here on the program, 38 minutes after the hour, talking about Poetry in Motion, a fantastic, fantastic new book that is out everywhere. Did you learn anything from writing your book, and what is it that you learned exactly, if you did learn anything?
James, it's a learning process for me, and I think for the readers. To have no regrets when you write, means that you're just not living. Everyone has regrets, and you have to go through the negatives and the positives to gain something, because life really is a learning process. So every word that I wrote, every poem that I wrote, every thought that I had, it's really just been a learning process for me. Sometimes I read my own work, and I even learn from it, whether it's good, bad, what to change, what not to change. But like I said earlier, if we could do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. And it really shapes you as a unique individual when you go through that process, that intricate process of learning, and that process of being creative and expanding your mind to really share it amongst other people. That's really the beauty of it all.
It's Gary Alex with us today, 40 minutes after the hour. We're going to be talking to Mark Becker, Legal Logic, in our next segment. Do you ever get writer's block or anything when you were writing this great book?
James, I think every great author has writer's block. I think if Shakespeare was alive today, he would probably tell you he's going days and weeks without, having a means to articulate himself. But yes, I did. I went days and nights just staring at my computer, staring at my laptop, and I have some thoughts. I can't get them on paper, and I think that's fine. I think that's okay. Sometimes as a writer, you just have to collect your thoughts, and it really is more about what you think and the process before you put it on paper. And if I could give any advice to someone that has writer's block, just wait it out. You really just got to write it out and collect your thoughts, because that's really the time where you begin to polish yourself and to learn about yourself and what you want to write. So when you have writer's block, I think you can't force it. You can't force anything. I've spent many hours or minutes sometimes on a certain word, just one word or phrase. But I think I'm proud of the results. I couldn't be prouder. It's something you can call your own. So when you get writer's block, you really get to know yourself, and you go through that struggle, and the pieces of the puzzle will always come together.
Well, it's good to see. I'm glad that you've got this great book out there. Keep up the good work there, my friend. And thanks for being with us today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. Well, have yourself a wonderful day. We'll talk soon, Gary. Appreciate it. Gary Alex with us today. We've got more Mark Becker on the way, Legal Logic segment. Let's talk about one of our great marketing partners over here at Transmedia Worldwide, Oxford Brooks University. Let's tackle youth unemployment. It's a project by Dina Douglas. It comes from Oxford Brooks University. It's a fantastic crowdfunding. Check out BROOKSHUBBUB.net/P/recruit young / let's tackle youth unemployment. And they've got they've got 2,500 pounds as their target. 704 pounds have been pledged. And Dina Douglas is a law and psychology student at Oxford Brooks. Recently received a Social Entrepreneur Award from Oxford Brooks Social Enterprise Award for this very same idea that is about to make a reality. According to Recruitment and Employment Confederation, the UK is reported to have over 1 million young people who are unemployed and not in the education system nor in training, and this increases annually with graduates. But this is about to change. The gap is now closing, and you can be part of that change. The project is available at brooks.hubbub.net/P/recruit young. Check out Oxford Brooks University. Let's tackle youth unemployment. And tell them you heard about it here on Transmedia Worldwide.
If you're an iPad owner like me, you love your iPad, but wish you could do more with it. Creative energies sometimes take something extra. Visit phoneapp.com/iPad. phoneapp.com/iPad will introduce you to new apps like Clapboard, which will enable you to use your iPad to make a film or video. Symbol FYI is a great app to help you with chemistry or the law. So go to phoneapp.com/iPad and see all the ways you can create with your iPad. phoneapp.com/iPad. It's that easy. You will not believe what your iPad is capable of. phoneapp.com/iPad. I'm always looking for great new talk shows to listen to, and I found one. It's called The Mallard Report. From the far beyond to the close to home, you'll hear it all discussed on The Mallard Report with your host, Jim Mallard. The Mallard Report is a paranormal talk show which explores the backstory, the hidden story, and the things other hosts are afraid to discuss. From the secrets of the paranormal to Paula Deen to the government spying on us all, no topic is too taboo for Jim to ignore. The Mallard Report airs live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen to The Mallard Report by going to italkparanormal.com. That's the letter I, italkparanormal.com. When you visit italkparanormal.com, you can listen to The Mallard Report 24/7. italkparanormal.com. italkparanormal.com for The Mallard Report.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
Welcome to the Racing to Success Minute with Nadine Lajoie. Today we'll talk about follow through. And it's so important for you to never give up and really follow through all your instruction all the things that you are supposed to do. And sometimes we have a bad day, like lately I just wanted to record a lot of video, and finally within 5 hours we barely recorded 10 minutes video, so that was kind of crazy. But you know, sometimes things happen. We just need to breathe and just continue about the path we are looking for. So be sure you are clear on your path and being able to follow through anything happen in your life and your business. And being committed is really important. And this is Nadine at NadineRacing.com.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
iHeartRadio. Also, our good friends over there tune in. JiggyJaguar.com as well. Tons of good stuff coming up. In hour number 3, we're going to be talking to Donald Mazzella and Dan Perkins. Best-selling author Dan Perkins, as I should say. If I don't say that, he's going to jump all over me when I get him on. But they are fabulous, and we're going to be talking about some of the different topics of the day. But it is our Legal Logic segment. And when we do Legal Logic, we usually have Mark Becker on. He tells us about some of the different issues and how he would handle them from a standpoint of his legal expertise. But today, we're going to do something a little bit different. And, of course, Mark Becker has the website at riskofwinning.com. At Risk of Winning and No Corner to Hide, the first 2 novels in the Max Masterson series. And he writes political thrillers in his spare time, but Mark has some incredible characters in these books. Mark is joining us today here on the program. Who is the Max Masterson character, and how does he become president of the United States here, my friend? Because this is a hell of a character in this book, At Risk of Winning.
Max is our next president of the United States. He's a guy who isn't a politician, who happens to be running for president, and he gets elected. And he isn't a member of any political party, and he doesn't make any speeches. In fact, Max doesn't do anything like traditional politicians. He has the qualities that are in all of us on our best day.
It is Mark Becker with us today here on the big broadcast. It's Legal Logic, and of course, immigration. How would Max handle it? That's the topic today. In law and politics, the stories we see and hear in the media, they seem very far from being legal or logical, but they occupy our everyday lives and may affect our future for better or for worse. Legal and political disputes are part of our everyday world, and Mark Becker's been with us today. He's been a frequent contributor to our broadcast. He's discussing anything from high-profile legal cases to political battles that never seem to get resolved. And today, as we mentioned earlier, Mark is a lawyer and mediator. He writes political thrillers in his spare time. His main character, Max Masterson, is not a politician. He just happens to be our next president of the United States. And in spite of the overuse of the word, America loves heroes, but we still relish our comic book superheroes, Wild West heroes, even a few white-collar heroes from television. They put themselves last for the good of others. In our government, we would like to see a statesman, but we only have seen politicians. And why should our listeners be interested in how Max would deal with the problems that our government is confronted with every single day there?
Well, I'm sure we've all had that feeling. The day after the election, we wonder if we voted for the right person. And we elect people that are career politicians mainly, and we send them to Washington and we expect them to solve all of our problems without the realization that they're no more qualified to solve our problems than the dog catcher that you voted for. And Max is a problem-solving president. His approach is not political. He attacks a problem and he solves it. And so it's a question of what would Max do in the circumstances. And Max never forgets that the people we elect work for us. So it's his job to do what the voters put him in office to do.
It's Mark Becker with us today here on the program, Coast to Coast and Border to Border on TuneIn today. Also, you can join us live Monday through Friday, 2 to 5 Central, 3 to 6 Eastern, 12 to 3 Pacific, and 24/7 at JiggyJaguar.com. Our topic today is immigration. That seems to be in the news a lot lately. What would Max do with immigration there, my friend?
Well, he'd tear down the Great Wall of Mexico. During the Bush administration, we spent billions of dollars of taxpayer money building a wall between the United States and Mexico to keep people from sneaking into our country.
Yep.
And you have to go to the core of the problem and look at it. Why are they sneaking into our country? Nobody ever addressed that issue.
Yeah.
They just built a wall and said, stay out. And a lot of prominent Republicans promoted the idea that we just put them all on a bus and send them back to Mexico. The problem with that is they dig under, they climb over, and they come back.
Yep.
So the Obama administration is basically saying, okay, we've got all these people, and they want to come into our country, and we're going to grant them amnesty. And they didn't address the core of the problem. And the core of the problem is jobs. So I'm suggesting, as Max Masterson, that we tear down the Great Wall of Mexico, tear the wall down, and with the building materials, we make a new office for the Department of Homeland Security and an INS office, Immigration and Naturalization Service, and put it right there on the border because nobody sneaks into the country via Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And also, while we're at it, since we've got 700 miles of fence, we can build a factory where people can get jobs, and then they won't have to sneak into our country to get work.
You know,
and they can go home at night.
That is not that bad of an idea. I'll have to say. That is not that bad of an idea. We've got the great Mark Becker with us today. He wrote At Risk of Winning and No Corner to Hide, of course, talking about the Max Masterson political thrillers of the kind of characters we'd like to see in the public lives. Now, you can send questions for Max at www.atriskofwinning.com, or you can purchase the books online or go to Amazon.com. Now, why do we have such an immigration problem year after year after year after year, it just seems?
We don't address the core of the problem. The core of the problem is, why are these people wanting to come to the United States? We have anchor babies, and they want to sneak pregnant women in and have children because under our laws, if a baby is born in the United States, it's a United States citizen. And, that's an incentive for them to come here. And it's all because they want a better quality of life. So let's give it to them. That's what Max would do.
Well, I'll tell you, that would be a fantastic way to run some things, because I'll tell you, I'm blown away by this whole thing. This is fantastic. We've got Marky Becker with us today here on the program, and you can get more information at riskofwinning.com. That's www.atriskofwinning.com. Can our listeners get a hold of you and Max and suggest topics for Max to resolve in his own unique way? Or, this could make the audience huge if we get the politicians to argue with a fictitious character. Better yet, they might listen in and get a few new ideas.
I think they would, and at least it would get them thinking. Anyway, you can contact me by my website at riskofwinning.com, because there's a way of contacting me as the author and Max as the character. And you can also email me at atriskofwinning@gmail.com, and that's my personal email address for Max. And I'd be happy to respond to you. And if there's enough interest in the question, we'll have another program and talk about that one.
Well, good stuff. I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to this and seeing if we can get some people involved in this situation. Mark, have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you not next week because 4th of July week, but we'll talk to you the following week here on the program. You will join us back again on July 8th. So thanks for doing Legal Logic with us today, and we'll talk to you on the 8th, my friend. Have a happy 4th, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having both of us.
Definitely. It was a fun time. It's a fun time. Good stuff, Mark. Right. We'll talk soon. Thanks, man. Let's talk about one of our great marketing partners over here at Transmedia Worldwide, Oxford Brooks University. Let's tackle youth unemployment. It's a project by Dina Douglas. It comes from Oxford Brooks University. It's a fantastic crowdfunding. Check out BROOKSHUBBUB.net/P/recruit young / let's tackle youth unemployment. And they've got they've got 2,500 pounds as their target. 704 pounds have been pledged. And Dina Douglas is a law and psychology student at Oxford Brooks. Recently received a Social Entrepreneur Award from Oxford Brooks Social Enterprise Award for this very same idea that is about to make a reality. According to Recruitment and Employment Confederation, the UK is reported to have over 1 million young people who are unemployed and not in the education system nor in training, and this increases annually with graduates. But this is about to change. The gap is now closing, and you can be part of that change. The project is available at brooks.hubbub.net/P/recruit young. Check out Oxford Brooks University. Let's tackle youth unemployment. And tell them you heard about it here on Transmedia Worldwide.
If you're an iPad owner like me, you love your iPad, but wish you could do more with it. Creative energies sometimes take something extra. Visit phoneapp.com/iPad. phoneapp.com/iPad will introduce you to new apps like Clapboard, which will enable you to use your iPad to make a film or video. Symbol FYI is a great app to help you with chemistry or the law. So go to phoneapp.com/iPad and see all the ways you can create with your iPad. phoneapp.com/iPad. It's that easy. You will not believe what your iPad is capable of. phoneapp.com/iPad. I'm always looking for great new talk shows to listen to, and I found one. It's called The Mallard Report. From the far beyond to the close to home, you'll hear it all discussed on The Mallard Report with your host, Jim Mallard. The Mallard Report is a paranormal talk show which explores the backstory, the hidden story, and the things other hosts are afraid to discuss. From the secrets of the paranormal to Paula Deen to the government spying on us all, no topic is too taboo for Jim to ignore. The Mallard Report airs live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Listen to The Mallard Report by going to italkparanormal.com. That's the letter I, italkparanormal.com. When you visit italkparanormal.com, you can listen to The Mallard Report 24/7. italkparanormal.com. italkparanormal.com for The Mallard Report.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there. but additional bills will pile up, life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
Rangers fans raised thousands to send growing dad to Stanley Cup Finals. Bobby Ackerman bought his daughter Madison a tiny Henrik Lundqvist jersey before holding her for the first time. Ackerman wanted to share his love of the sport with his first child. He wanted her to come to the Gardens for a moment like Game 4. Meet the people, hockey people, who were his extended family. He never got that chance. Madison died in her sleep on April 11th, just 4 months into her life. Instead of taking her to a game, he was planning her funeral. Ackerman went to Game 4 by fellow fans who bought a ticket. He sat in section 102 behind Lundqvist. It was the 2-month anniversary of Madison's death. He took a jersey with him to the game. Rangers fans united, showing their care for others. However, the Rangers lost the Stanley Cup to the Los Angeles Kings. I'm Dave Ferguson of BeyondTheCheers.com, and this has been a Beyond the Cheers moment.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
Welcome back. Hour number 3. I'm going to say hour number 2. Just because I like to say hour number 2. It is the big broadcast, coast to coast and border to border. Donald Mazzella, Dan Perkins. Join us in our next segment. You can join us on Stitcher. You can hear our radio program while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher is a free news and talk mobile app available for your smartphone, and when you download Stitcher to hear our program, you got a chance to win some cashola. Yes, indeed. Downloading is quick and easy. Just find Stitcher in the App Store. Download it. It's free. Just takes a few seconds. And during registration, hit the promo code box and enter JIGGY, JAGUAR to get automatically entered to win $100. The latest episode will be waiting for you in your favorites. You'll get access to lots of other amazing shows as well. Always available to you on demand. No stinking. On demand, no stinking. Jumped to hell to myself there. I will have to say that watching myself on the Ustream here, these lights are freaking brightish. But I need to get a makeup artist in here next. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know what that means. Our artist of the day is Decadent Heroes. We are going to play them as we go to our break. Before we get Mazzella and Perkins on in here. If you want to get a hold of us on JiggyJaguar.com, you can do so. That's JiggyJaguar.com. And we've got some pretty cool stuff coming up on the website. We are uploading our Legal Logic segment as we speak to the website. So if you want to get a hold of Mark Becker, or you missed the Mark Becker segment, or you came in late or whatever, you can download that segment, or you can listen to it live right off our website at JiggyJaguar.com. Now, we have Best of 24/7 available, which is our, basically, it's our on-demand 24/7 stream that we do. Essentially, as soon as this broadcast goes on the air, we jump into action with it. So it's good stuff. This Friday, I will not be here. We will be doing the best of world famous Jiggy Jaguar show. Got my little brother Ken voice going there. World famous. Brother Ken last week Brother Ken had a birthday. And I don't normally do some of the things that I do. Usually I'll just go over to their Facebook page or whatever and say, "Oh, happy birthday," or whatever. But I decided I would give Brother Ken a little bit of a tribute on his Facebook. So I went over and we posted some stuff, and I'll tell you, Brother Ken has always been one of those guys that I've liked. He's a radio guy. He's a radio guy, and I love radio people. I don't like the radio industry, but radio people I don't have a problem with. Now, there's some radio people that they don't like me. No, they don't like me. But it would be kind of cool to I'm going to be actually on TV on Friday, hence why we won't be here. I will be in Wichita promoting Concerts for a Cause, which of course is going to be coming up. We do it every Saturday during the summer here in Hutchinson, Kansas, but I will be on there to promote the Victims of Spotlight show, which is coming up this week, or actually next week, down there at the park. We do it's kind of the tradition that we're trying to get started. We're going to do an every year deal with the Salvation Army. Basically, they'll be selling hot dogs, hamburgers, all that, and benefiting the Salvation Army. I will be on the Brett and Sierra show, which of course is so delicious, because the last time I was on the Brett and Sierra show, I got to meet Brett Harris live and in person. Now, I like Brett, and apparently Brett likes... I think he tolerates me. But we're going to be doing all sorts of different things with an upcoming... we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in Wichita very soon. I don't really... It's very strange how things work down there in the great city of Wichita, Kansas. It's a little odd down there sometimes, but doesn't matter. We're gonna do this. We're gonna take a time out. We have got on the way Donald Mazzella, Dan Perkins. They are going to be with us in this hour, discussing all the issues of the day. So here is Decadent Heroes, Smoke in the Air. They're our artist of the day, and when we come back, we'll have Donald Mazzella, Dan Perkins on this program, coast to coast and border to border. Join us on iHeartRadio, also TuneIn and Radio Loyalty. We're back here in a few moments.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
Millie and Cupcake. That's right. cowcow.com/Millie and Cupcake. Also, check out cafepress.com/Millie and Cupcake, the number one. Also, Millie and Cupcake is available on Amazon. You can purchase the book through our link at JiggyJaguar.com. Millie and Cupcake available in paperback. Also available for Kindle. It's a story of a girl and her wonderful pet. For many children, the experience of bonding with and loving a first pet is an unforgettable time in their lives. Millie and Cupcake is the charming and educational story of a girl and her companion animal, a different animal than many kids think of when choosing a pet. Check out Millie and Cupcake on Amazon right now. Millie and Cupcake also is available on the web at cowcow.com/Millie and Cupcake. Also cafepress.com/Millie and Cupcake number one. Tell them you heard about it here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. Let me tell you about search engine optimization that is performance-based. It is SEOgame.com. Visit them online and see the difference. SEO Game puts in over 30 hours of work to start keyword phrase search engine optimization services without a setup fee. Cool? Yeah, it's very cool. If you don't like your results, you can opt out at any time before 30 days without paying a dime. At the end of 30 days, your first payment is due and you get billed monthly thereafter. 5 keyword plans begin at $200 a week. 30 keyword plans begin at $500. If you want your business to grow, you need to get SEO Game performance-based. SEO. Go to the website right now, SEOgame.com. That's SEOgame.com. Techno-mall.com. Over 2 million homes are burglarized in America each year. Remove your risk of burglary with secure, remote, invisible locks. Without a lock to pick, burglars will struggle to find a way into your home or your business. You can even secure your windows and glass entryways as well. Check out techno-mall.com for more information. Techno-mall.com. Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path. A path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon. Listeners ask us all the time, how can we support the operation? Head over to our website at www.JIGGYJAGUAR.com. That's right, JiggyJaguar.com. Click on the Amazon banner on our page. It will take you to Amazon. You will still see all the great prices, all the great selection, all the great convenience. But when you shop Amazon, we get a little bit of a credit from Amazon, and it helps us keep the operation going here. Recently, we had best-selling author, National Award winner Dan Perkins on, and he was talking about Amazon.
I listened to your promotion for Amazon.com. You can buy book 1 and book 2, which just came out.
Look at that.
I encourage your listeners to go there and and support your operation.
You don't need to buy anything you don't want or need. You just do what you do on Amazon. Buy everything that you usually buy there, but do it through our link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. We get a small percentage, as I mentioned earlier, and it helps really fund our operation. Thanks to our friends at Amazon.com, and thanks for you for supporting us, the great listeners of the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio broadcast.
Welcome to the Unlock Your Wealth Update. Here's Heather Wagenhals.
As college graduates prepare for the next stage of their real world, they also prepare themselves for the beginning of total independence. Suddenly, you have to figure out how to feed yourself without the campus dining hall, and those weekly checks sent from mom and dad suddenly come to a halt. It's overwhelming, but still manageable. Avoid these mistakes, helping college graduates get over these new bumps in the road as they take control of their financial lives. First, taking on too much debt or not enough. Too much debt can weigh down recent grads, forcing them to spend more money on interest and fees than on fun activities and other goals. There is no way your loans will go away unless you take action sooner rather than later. Don't become a victim to the lifestyle of inflation. You might not be sleeping on a twin bed in the dorms anymore, but that doesn't mean you need to go out and overspend on a 60-inch TV or luxurious bed frame. For more great resources to help you create unlimited wealth and happiness, visit our website at crackingyourmoneycode.com. I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
Welcome to hour number 3 of the world-famous Jiggy Jaguar Show, 21 minutes after the hour. Rachna from PopVox, POPVOX.com, will not join us today at the bottom of the hour, so we're going to do an extra segment today with Donald Perkins. And, of course, did I call him Donald Perkins? It's Dan Perkins and Don Mazzella. Good Lord, I'm an idiot. I'm so used to you guys on Tuesdays. I've just molded you guys together.
That could be dangerous. That could be real dangerous putting us together.
Now,
you have something on your mind you want to talk about today, sir?
Well, I'll tell you, I have something I want to jump out there at first. I seen this today on beforeitsnews.com. Senator, of course, you gotta love this. Dianne Feinstein says there are plots to kill Americans, and we're on the verge of something serious. She is the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. Senator Dianne Feinstein, in a CNN interview, said that many concerning quotes came out of the first 6 minutes of this interview, specifically Feinstein's assurance that not only was the intelligence community and the Intelligence Committee blindsided by the speed of the militant group ISIS, how they were able to take over the third of Iraq, but states emphatically that there will be a plot to kill Americans. Feinstein also drops the bombshell that they knew and know of at least 100 Americans that entered the arena, then to go to the European country that has visa waivers, then just waltzing back onto American soil to carry these plots out. The Middle East, she says, is literally ready to explode. And, Dan, what do you think?
Yes, I'm going to answer your question, and I'm not trying to be smart or smart alecky, okay? But one word. You ready? Duh. I mean, come on. Miss Feinstein, you're I said, duh. I like it. Don and I were just talking about that during the break show. I believe
you knew this was coming.
Yeah,
you knew this was coming the minute he put the said that Americans would be out by 214. You knew everything was going to explode after that. They just bided their time. Why it came as a surprise is beyond me.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, anybody who knows anything about what's going on over in the Middle East knows that it's an extremely unstable area. But let me say, Joe, that here is the concern that I have. The ISIS people get control of Iran, and we have a terrorist state. Now, you may have heard this, Joe, but the ISIS organization actually put out in February
would be the equivalent to of American Public Company annual report. And it shows all their activities. They have approximately $1.3 billion in assets. And they're telling us, what their goals and objectives are of this particular organization. I think that Feinstein, part of, if you read between the lines, part of it is she's still really, really bent out of shape. The fact that Obama didn't touch her, didn't talk to her, walked away from the 30-day rule that was passed in the law, and he signed a notification on the hostage exchange. She's really burning about that. But here's the reality: when you think about a series of events, what she's really saying is, in my opinion, is that, look, okay, so we had the 9/11 attack, we had the attacks before that. They took the planes, they bombed the planes into the World Trade Center, knocked them down, and it took out a wall of the Pentagon, yada, yada. The point is that I believe that they have to continue to escalate in order to appease their base, much like the Democrats have to do certain things to appease their base in the United States. What the terrorists are going to have to do is escalate. And I honestly believe, if you look at the flow, you have ISIS being funded by Saudi Arabia, by Kuwait, and by Iran. And I believe that the leaders of ISIS are knocking at the door of Iran every day. Is it souk yet? Do we have a bomb? Can we have one or two? Because I believe the next major terrorist attack against the United States in the normal progression of things has to be nuclear. Now, what you have to understand is that because of the ineptness of our administration, we have created an opportunity at the southern border with the Border Patrol dealing with 1,000 to 1,500 children and young adults coming across the border every day. The ability for them to secure the border has disappeared. So that's allowing two things to happen. One, it's allowing Al-Qaeda members and other terrorist organizations to have free reign to walk across the border, number one. And the drug cartels are bringing more and more drugs into the United States. So if we're going to turn Iraq into a training ground for terrorists, I'm telling you, they're going to come through the Mexican border, because I don't think this president's ever going to do anything about it.
Let me jump over here and tell you how sometimes unintended consequences. If you recall, over the last 2 years, the Saudis have moved away from the United States and the reliance on us to protect them. And therefore, the buildup, you remember the Saudi intelligence chief, who was one of our staunchest people, was replaced. And with him went any chance we had of really understanding this whole buildup. That's another unintended consequences of literally no foreign policy, no understanding of what's going on in this world. And
right.
But everything you say, Dan, is quite possible. I even believe that the Saudis or somebody will pay the cartel to smuggle the bomb in for them. So I mean, everything you're saying is very
you can hire South Americans or Mexicans to bring the bomb in, because nobody's going to stop them. I think where I agree with you, Don, that part of this happened when the president announced when they were going to leave. I think the Saudis began to change their mind about America when Obama drew a red line in the sand with Syria and walked away from it. And I think at that point in time, they decided they couldn't trust him.
Absolutely. But before we go off of that subject, have you seen the Polish foreign minister, the overheard quote where he said the Poles can't trust the Americans? Did you see that quote in today's Wall Street
I didn't
Journal?
see it, but I'm not surprised. I mean, I don't think that there are many countries in the world that will trust America.
Well, and they have every right not to, because this administration has not lived up to any of our obligations. You have to cut and run when you can't trust your own allies. And, that to me is the big problem. And unfortunately, I don't think Hillary is the answer. I think she's going to be more pragmatic than, perhaps a little bit more nuanced than Obama, but she's going to be much more, she's going to be in the same vein, because she'll be looking to get a second term.
Yeah, I think that she's a white clone of Obama, the same left-leaning liberal politics. And did you want to say something, Joe? Are we cutting you out?
No. I'm enjoying the back and forth here, my friends. We've got Donald Mazzella, Dan Perkins with us today. We're going to take a quick time out here, and when we come back, we're going to tackle a couple more topics with these gentlemen. We've got them for the duration of the hour, and we've got more when we get back here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. Back here in a few moments.
You prepared for the worst. If your death came prematurely, your life insurance benefit would protect your family. You have enough so they can stay in their home, finish college, and not be brought down by expenses. They are secure. But what happens if you become seriously ill or suffer a long-term medical event? Your income won't be there, but additional bills will pile up. Life insurance will be of no help, and medical insurance doesn't provide money to ensure your family's quality of life. You and your family could lose it all at the worst possible time. Instead of providing for your family's needs as you planned, you could become a financial burden on them. This is not what you wanted. You need to add living benefits to your plan. Living benefits provide for expenses should you face a lengthy illness or medical crisis. You and your family won't have to worry about your financial state. Call 1-800-645-0501 for a free quote on living benefit life insurance to protect you and your family. Call 1-800-645-0501 today for a free quote. Please don't wait until it's too late.
Millie and Cupcake. That's right. cowcow.com/Millie and Cupcake. Also, check out cafepress.com/Millie and Cupcake, the number one. Also, Millie and Cupcake is available on Amazon. You can purchase the book through our link at jiggyjaguar.com. Millie and Cupcake available in paperback. Also available for Kindle. It's a story of a girl and her wonderful pet. For many children, the experience of bonding with and loving a first pet is an unforgettable time in their lives. Millie and Cupcake is the charming and educational story of a girl and her companion animal, a different animal than many kids think of when choosing a pet. Check out Millie and Cupcake on Amazon right now. Millie and Cupcake also is available on the web at cowcow.com/Millie and Cupcake. Also cafepress.com/Millie and Cupcake number one. Tell them you heard about it here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar Show. Let me tell you about search engine optimization that is performance-based. It is SEOgame.com. Visit them online and see the difference. SEO Game puts in over 30 hours of work to start keyword phrase search engine optimization services without a setup fee. Cool? Yeah, it's very cool. If you don't like your results, you can opt out at any time before 30 days without paying a dime. At the end of 30 days, your first payment is due and you get billed monthly thereafter. 5 keyword plans begin at $200 a week. 30 keyword plans begin at $500. If you want your business to grow, you need to get SEO Game performance-based. SEO. Go to the website right now, SEOgame.com. That's SEOgame.com. Techno-mall.com. Over 2 million homes are burglarized in America each year. Remove your risk of burglary with secure, remote, invisible locks. Without a lock to pick, burglars will struggle to find a way into your home or your business. You can even secure your windows and glass entryways as well. Check out techno-mall.com for more information. Techno-mall.com. Okay, folks, let's talk about self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Are you stuck in a rut? Do you aspire to be something bigger, something better? Well, author Y.E. Shavola has penned 2 incredible books that will help guide you down a new path, a path that will lead towards self-development, wealth creation, renewal, and rejuvenation. Learn how to make your dreams a reality. You owe it to yourself and your loved ones. Y.E. Shavola's books are available on Amazon right now. How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Get them at our website through our Amazon link at JIGGYJAGUAR.com. Find them on Amazon. Check out Y.E. Shavola's incredible books, How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Self-Development, and How to Occupy Till Jesus Comes, Wealth Creation. Today on Amazon.
Welcome to the Unlock Your Wealth Update. Here's Heather Wagenhals.
Soon-to-be parents look forward to designing the nursery for their newborn, but it can be difficult to get everything you want and still have money left over for the car seat. Instead of going all out on brand names with the latest gadgets, design the nursery to last years. Keep the walls neutral and a theme that can last a few years and go with other decor you have in your home. Use that brown lamp or drag the recliner in from your office. Utilizing these items will save money now and be useful in time. Detail the wall with your own creativity. Create your own picture frame or make your own letters from scraps or thrift store purchases. Simple touch-ups and easy details to decor will accessorize the nursery and save you money. Ask for help from friends and family. Hand-me-downs are a great way to save money, so ask around. You might be surprised what people have and want to get rid of, but never say anything.
For more great resources to help you create unlimited wealth and happiness, visit our website at crackingyourmoneycode.com. I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
Back to the Jiggy Jaguar Show on the network.
36 minutes after the hour, we've got a fantastic topic that we're going to be talking about here in just a few moments with our 2 correspondents. If you want to get more information on what we're up to, it's JiggyJaguar.com. You can also find us on AMFM247.com and iHeartRadio. And tune in as well, Radio Loyalty. We've got best-selling author Dan Perkins, Donald Mazzella. Both of them are fantastic, and these guys, they rarely disagree, but every once in a while we get them to disagree on a few things. A story that got posted last night on a few of these. They call them they sort of call them conspiracy websites, but some of these websites out there. There is a Craigslist ad, gentlemen, out asking for crisis actors in Houston. It was posted about 17 days ago, but the federal government is looking for crisis actors for July 4th through July 6th. The ad runs, we are looking for crisis actors for a government emergency drill between July 4th and July 6th. Actors will be responsible for portraying different emergency scenarios in a simulated government terror drill. No experience is needed. Confidentiality agreements are required. Pay is $200. This comes from off Houston's Craigslist site. What do you guys think about this? Is this just somebody trolling to try to make some news, or would the federal government really put something like this out?
I don't know, but let me ask you a question, Joe. Do the terrorists get more than $200?
See, this is the thing.
If you are a real terrorist, you get more money than somebody no experience.
Pay is based on experience.
Okay. Democrats need not apply. I think that it is not without precedent that from time to time the federal government will test various scenarios around the country. But they don't usually go to a Craigslist to announce it and look for actors. So I think there's somebody screwing with some people's minds. But you mentioned Houston, so we can. The government wouldn't do that. But Don has something to tell us about Houston.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned it. I'm down here in Houston, and I just want to put in I've had a eye-opening day watching here at HP headquarters. the old Hewlett Packard and the old Compaq, learning about how they test the products. And the only reason I bring it up is that one of the things we do very well in America, but we seem to neglect mentioning, is we make sure our products work much more. And I know Dan's going to come in here and say no, but we got General Motors to blame for that. But on a lot of different levels, part of it is regulatory. I just want to say that things work, and the standards you can interchange. I won't go into details because, to tell you the truth, half of it I didn't understand. But the tech reporters with me kept saying the same thing. How we're so totally integrated in so many different ways when we deal with our tech products, except naturally whether you have a QuickBook or a Nook or Nexus or whatever. But how seamless we are in this world, and how technically advanced. I just wanted to put it in there because it was eye-opening for me. Now, Dan, go right ahead.
Now, if I could, sir, I want to give you an example of where I'm actually going to disagree with Don. Okay, you ready for this, Joe? In working with my producer, writing the screenplay for the movie, out of book one, there are 4 scenarios in the book, and we don't have enough film time to do all 4 scenarios, so we had to choose 2. One of the scenarios that we chose actually involves HP and Microsoft, and that is, as a nation, as a business community, we are putting more and more of our files in cloud servers. Microsoft has a facility, honest to God truth, in Chicago that has 300,000 blade servers for the Microsoft cloud function. And they have 3 power substations in order to generate enough air conditioning to keep those substations or keep those blade servers cool so they function.
Wow.
Now, on top of that, Hewlett Packard, HP, in San Antonio, they had 85 cloud centers all over the world. They announced that they're contracting those into 6 server farms in the United States. So what's happening as the cloud expands and becomes more and more concentrated, we as a nation are more, and the businesses are more and more vulnerable because we've taken more and more control of our own technology and our own files and put them on an independent third server, which could be knocked out with bombs in Chicago or San Antonio, and you can knock down the internet. So yes, the technology that Don's talking about is a wonderful idea, but if you don't understand the vulnerability to having so much of your technology, your systems, your history, your files, everything concentrated on the cloud, you are, as a country and as an individual business and a person, you are in fact exposed to a terrorist attack that would bring down the internet, and you're dead in the water, and you can't recover it because your recovery is on the cloud.
Well, Dan,
yes, son?
the original purpose of the internet was to prevent just that the communications wouldn't get knocked out. Now you're saying we put more, and I have a little bit more faith in the dispersal than you do. But I think a very unheralded issue is President Obama's idea that he wants to turn over control of the internet, which is the ICANN, to an international group. I mean, that is another insidious decision by this man who doesn't seem to have a clue as to what's going on in this world. But turning over ICANN to the dictators of the world is more ridiculous than worrying about how many blades we have in a field. computers. But that to me is the worst possible thing that we could possibly do. And here this man, and I guess, well, I'm just going to say, in the last weeks of his administration, that's what he'll do.
Oh, I think that as we talked about, speaking about that, I think that it's interesting. Joe, I'm going to speak about Don's business. His business, like the NBC and the Wall Street Journal, did a poll on whether or not the President of the United States could effectively govern the country anymore. And the majority of Americans who responded in the poll of likely voters said the President can no longer function, can no longer lead the country by a majority, except that NBC News didn't publish their own poll. I think that as I may have said on an earlier show, I think what happens here is that the Republicans get control of the Senate and create a potential of where there's going to be a veto, an override veto power between the House and the Senate. But the President takes out his mighty pen and he mandates through executive order the last 2 years of his administration that will be horrendous compared to what it was for the first 6 years in terms of for America. I am very nervous. I also did you happen to notice, Joe, that the Iowa legislature voted a majority to impeach the president?
Yes, I noticed that earlier. I noticed that earlier today when I was going through things.
Over the weekend, an unnamed House of the U.S. House representative said there is enough votes right now to impeach the president.
Wow.
Yeah, but that would be a disaster for the Republican Party. It wouldn't go anyplace, and it would be an absolute disaster for the Republican Party. It would be what the Democrats would pray for. Right now, if the Republicans held their mouth shut and let it play out, they'll end up controlling both houses of Congress. And I think, Dan, based on the numbers that I saw last week, I think your prediction, which you made months ago, about a two-thirds majority, may be the case.
Yeah, I was the first one in the country to do that. Said we get a two-thirds majority in the House, the Senate. But I do think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to give you a compliment and say you were the first person I ever heard saying it. That's all I was going to say.
That's a short-handed compliment, Joe.
Hey, I'll tell you, you got to get them where you can.
Absolutely, that's true. I think it's interesting to me that we have a situation where I'd ask. Can I ask you a question, Joe?
Yes, jump in there, my friend. Jump in there.
Of all the scandals that are on the table at the moment, Benghazi, IRS, veterans, Fast and Furious, which do you think might be the most damaging to the president?
Well, I would have to say, good Lord, I would have to say probably Benghazi would be the most damaging. Fast and Furious, it has the potential, but there's so many other things that are in that I don't think it's as damaging as Benghazi is.
What about IRS?
Well, the IRS situation, I seen a meme the other night on Facebook where they talked about they impeached Nixon because of the IRS situation, and that could get Obama too. So,
well, the person who wrote that said that they impeached Nixon for his suggestion of trying to use the IRS, yet Obama used the IRS, and see, I think that I think the IRS is potentially the biggest scandal because any credibility that the government has, the administration, with the loss of the computer emails and 6 other people losing their emails, the American electorate, Democrats and Republicans included, no longer believe the president. But what happens is that I think that the idea that the most feared organization within the federal government, the IRS, by the American taxpayer, the idea that they've turned it into a political issue and a witch hunt to stop organizations from their right of free speech, I think they're going to do everything they possibly can to delay this until after the midterms. But I think that that's where the president and the Democrats are incredibly vulnerable, especially since the Democrats, in fact, wrote letters to the IRS encouraging them to hold up and investigate the Tea Party groups and other groups who wanted to express their right of free speech. I think IRS affects more Americans because of the fear of God that the IRS can put in us as taxpayers than Benghazi.
Absolutely.
And I think that has the potential to destroy his legacy.
Well, there was a cartoon in yesterday's Houston Chronicle of a taxpayer talking to the IRS and saying, cringing and saying, "But I lost all my receipts. My computer crashed." That's all it said, and you know, it just resonated. I mean, this whole thing. I was talking to some people in Washington who were fairly staunch Democrats, and they're badly shaken by that because how could six and I'm here in HP where they where the computers were. I mean, how could you crash 6 computers simultaneously? The chances of that happening are astronomical. Plus the fact that they're claiming they can't reclaim it. And have you heard the latest that they threw them away?
Yes, they recycled them. I tell you the thing that as a taxpayer that really angered me, Joe. Did you see the commissioner of the IRS testifying before the Senate Ways Committee last week? Did you see any of his testimony?
Yes.
Talk about it. I mean, it was House Ways and Me. What an arrogant, you know what?
No one ever called me dishonest in my life. I mean, right. You're absolutely right, Dan. And the Republicans should play that tape over and over again, and play Lerner over and over again.
They just what I don't understand is why they just don't grant Lerner immunity from prosecution and let her open her mouth.
She won't take it.
Seems to be a logical thing.
She won't take it. They've offered her immunity.
I didn't know that they had offered her immunity. Why wouldn't she take it?
See, that's the thing. I don't know why she wouldn't.
I can't.
See, remember they offered her immunity, and she turned it down because then she'd have to tell the truth, and if she didn't, she doesn't want to testify because the questions would be too embarrassing. You got a couple of good prosecutors on the Republican side. All I have to ask is, why did you do this? Here's your email.
Yeah.
Why did you do this? I mean, that's the end. No one wants to get up there.
Joe, how much time we got left?
We've actually got 10 minutes here.
Okay.
We're just going to go ahead and skip this break and let you guys go here.
Okay.
This next topic, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this situation with the border. What exactly can we do to fix this? Because I see these pictures on the Drudge Report and other sites where there's trains coming through and they've got all these illegal immigrants hanging off of them. What are you guys thinking about this? I know Mazzella, you're down there in Texas this week. Have you ran into any craziness like that down there?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I did, and it was interesting. It was almost as if they're a whispering campaign, because don't forget, this is a relatively new phenomenon. And it's before it was the adults. Now they're sending the children over because the word spread supposedly that we won't deport children. And the truth be known, they're right, because I believe, and these people down here believe, that ultimately we're going to let these kids stay. And at the end, because many of them can't tell you where they came from, or won't tell you, and we're starting to see the pictures popping up of these poor orphans of the storm in these facilities. And then the interesting part is when we try to house them in decent housing, people complain. They had an abandoned college they wanted to use, and people complained about that. And I think it was Dan, you that I think said it last week. We're spending money on these immigrants, and we won't spend it on our veterans. And I think it's really
we'll give them free medical care, but I got 57,000 veterans waiting to get into a veterans hospital for care, which is absurd.
Yeah. Well, the point is, if you start to, if you saw the latest revelations, the VA ignored all the whistleblowers that kept saying things weren't right. I mean, did you read that almost all of the senior executives in the VA got bonuses last year?
If it was like 12 or 15 million. 15 million. But to go back to Joe's question about the border, it seems to me that there is a way to stop this, and that is the government. The federal government is responsible for securing the borders, not California, Arizona, or Texas. So what I would propose we do, until we can get a wall to protect that, close that border built, I would move people, since we brought all those soldiers home from Iraq, I would begin to deploy soldiers and National Guard people on the southern border, and I would simply turn people back. You can't come across. Send them back.
You can't.
Send them back.
You can't come across. And I don't think I pronounced it correctly, but it's specifically prohibited. You can't do that. Except
we're going to have to. We're going to have to change the rules that say you can't come. I mean, does a country have a sovereign right to control its immigration policy? I believe that it does. Every country in the world has a right to protect its borders and has a right to set its immigration policy. And if we have an immigration policy in the United States, that there is a process of how you legally come into this country. If you illegally come into this country, you go back. And I don't care what the law says, change the law. When the Attorney General of the United States is sending 200 lawyers to the border to make sure that those people who are not citizens, their rights are protected, there's something fundamentally wrong. And again, the idea that these are going to be future voters for the Democratic Party, that's why they're letting these people in. What we saw when Eric Cantor got defeated in his bid for re-election, he lost in the primary. One of the issues was the border. People were concerned about foreign nationals coming into this country illegally and taking over jobs and affecting their ability to earn a living. And I think that this is, again, one of those, as you said, Don, unintended consequences. They didn't think about when they put up the DREAM Act and they allowed people to come across. Bill O'Reilly said last week in his show, I want to boycott travel to Mexico, which a huge percentage of their economy is driven by tourism. If we don't have people going from the United States to Mexico to enjoy the countryside because all these people are coming across the border, maybe that'll bring about change. But we have to stop it now. We have to change the rules, and we put the military on the border and say you can't come across. The borders, it's closed for business.
Well, Dan, it's interesting. Everybody complains about this country, but the answer is people are still trying to pour into this country, while in Russia they have to keep them inside. So
I understand, but we're a country of laws, and we have the right as a sovereign nation to protect our borders and set up standards by which immigrants, wherever they come from in the world, come into this country. And to say because they walk up to the edge of the border, we've got to let them in, no, we don't.
Okay, you're absolutely right. Well, you're talking to the son of an illegal immigrant, okay, who came into this country illegally and married my mother in order to stay a citizen. So, I mean, I can sympathize with it, but I can also point out that you're also right about this. What's going on here? And to answer Joe's question, down here there's a lot of pissed off people about this whole situation because, don't forget, somebody's feeding them, somebody is clothing them, and who is that? It's you and me through the federal government. And those dollars ultimately come from our taxes. And if you know, if we don't find a solution, I'll stop there and let you, Dan.
Okay, I just want to point out that Joe, the issue of our borders, southern borders, with all this migration, if you just go around the world and you look at the problems in Ireland, in England, in Germany, in France, with the foreign national immigration, it's a problem all over the world. People have lost respect for their borders and their culture. And what it's about is language, borders, and culture. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
I'm on the show.
Michael Sanders. But it's really true.
Well, and see, this is the thing. It's totally people need to respect their borders and their language and their culture. And the thing that I don't understand is that and I'll get you guys as your final comments on this before we let you guys go this week. But we let a lot of these illegals in here, and it doesn't matter. And it's not picking on the Mexicans. It's just a situation of they come in here and they don't assimilate into the language. They still want to speak their language. They still want to wave their flag. You know.
Let me interrupt.
Go, jump in there.
I happen to be here in the office, and I have to read this. This is from Theodore Roosevelt in November 1907. It's a really long thing, but he says at the end of it, we have room here for but one language. We do not like one language and just one English language. And we have room for but one sole loyalty, and that is the loyalty to the American people. That's written in 1907 by Theodore Roosevelt, and he was so right. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to get that in.
No, I hear you.
Joe, I would say that my concerns is that this border situation is being leveraged by the drug cartel. I believe it's going to let terrorists into this country, bring them in order to set up their groups in the United States. And there's a major health issue because we have no idea whether these children have ever been vaccinated. Are they going to bring in smallpox? Are they going to bring MERS? Whatever they're going to bring in. So we have no way of controlling that. And if we don't close that border, if we don't just stop it, period, the, quote our friend Don, the unintended consequences are going to be devastating to us as a nation. Because they're taking these kids and they're flying them to Boston, and they're flying to Phoenix and Scottsdale in Iowa. They're dispersing them all over the country. I think it's the wrong thing to do.
Well, as we wrap up, gentlemen, let's get the plugs so everybody can check your guys' websites and books and everything. Dawn, you go first, my friend.